Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to This Week in Gaming, Episode 8. I'm one of your hosts, Jet. Alongside with me is Maverick X888.
What up, ladies and gents?
As you may notice, we're down a man. Paul, aka
No!
The Fury, scheduling
No.
conflict, cannot make it.
Life happens.
It's sad, but pressing on without him. Anyway, top story.
Going on without him.
Yes. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick earns over 800% more in 2012 than he did in 2011. Now, most of it was, yeah, I know, right?
800%, right? I mean, automatically you're like, damn, like
Yeah,
he did something really right, or
must be doing
seriously
something
stepped
right.
on some D or something. Like,
Now,
oh my
now,
God.
granted, he did preside over the Blizzard merger. Call of Duty is,
Which I guess would have been fairly profitable for them.
yes, from what I understand, yeah. Their market value is 16.5 billion. Yeah, and their revenue last year was 1.15. So they're making a killing, but it's just how much this guy makes is frustrating to
Right.
a lot of people.
I mean, 8 million. This is really good. Now, I always it's kind of like I wish I was him, not in his position exactly, but wish I had the money as him, because it's like, yeah, he makes a lot of decisions, and yeah, he does a lot of work. I'm quite sure. I'm not going to take any of that away from him. But I mean, like 8 million, just like, oh, that was like a poor year. I made 800% more this year, though. Like, my God, my God. Now, we should point out that, like you're saying, the value is kind of, or the statistic there is kind of skewed because it's most of that is stock options. But still, if he were to cash said stock options, he'd have a pretty penny on top of that.
Yes, after he gets
So,
taxed out the ass, or maybe he's in that
yeah.
kind of loophole category. But
It's,
I'm just looking at it, and if Activision does well again, he can.
How much is he gonna? Yeah, how much is he gonna make? My God.
He can make another 16 million on top of what he's already doing.
My God.
It's a nice business to be in, apparently.
I guess if you're doing it right, yeah, I guess.
But to contrast that, Sony, 40 of their execs are giving up their bonuses. Now it's a drop in the bucket. It's only going to be around 10 million cumulative. They are making a profit of 403 this coming year, but
But you see so many
so nice to see,
companies.
like, one extreme to another.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, you see so many companies now. I mean, I don't. This guy,
Who cut it?
yeah, Kotick didn't. It wasn't like a bonus he received, right? It's just like basically his compensation for doing well. It's a little bit of a different situation,
yeah.
but I mean, he could have done something with that money. Like he could have reinvested it in the company or something.
Well,
So
that'd be
that's
too
what you
easy.
see. Yeah, well, that'd be way too nice. We don't. This isn't a charity.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're
What are you
doing
talking
layoffs. We're not.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
people.
we're
I
not in the
ain't
business
paying
of
for you
saving
for your
people's
salary.
jobs.
Yeah,
It's all about me.
garbage. Exactly. Capitalism at its finest. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Sony, or the executive of Sony, that shows, exactly like you said, it's a drop in the bucket. It's not gonna really make or break them in the end, but it's nice to see when your leaders are really taking it upon themselves to go out of their way to try to make the company succeed. That includes personal sacrifice.
Right.
So I mean, you're sending a strong message to your team and your company that, we're here with you guys. We're fighting through it just as hard as you guys, and we're gonna do whatever it takes to make this company successful. And Sony's obviously a big company, drop in the bucket type of deal, but still, the gesture is definitely heard. And like you said, contrast: good guy is Sony, scumbag Bobby.
Yeah, it's
Damn it,
just
Bobby.
it's good to
And it's
see
not
Sony
really,
kinda
it's
taking
not
it, yeah.
really. It's not
Right.
really, but he just what is he gonna do with 60-something million in stock options?
Nothing.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with
Nothing.
that?
It's just
What
there.
do you ever do with that?
I don't know.
Cash out and buy your own island, I guess. Like I don't know what you're gonna do. Whatever.
Yeah, it's all good. Moving on. Nintendo President Satoru Iwata says that gamers are tired. They're tired of paying $50 to $60 for games. He says that gamers aren't seeing improvements from sequel to sequel. The strongest deterrent of why the generation is failing, it seems more specifically like the Wii U is failing, is because the console generation that we're in right now is lasting way too long.
Oh
and
man.
there's in general franchise fatigue. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know
where to begin?
because like he does hit everything I know we've talked about and harped on. That I mean, the biggest one for me right now is franchise fatigue, and we just talked about this earlier. That name a game in the last 5 years that has come out and has been a hit, big IP that isn't a sequel. And there are going to be some. Don't get me wrong.
Right, but I'd say if you shorten that up to maybe like the past 2 or 3 years, then you could probably
right, and
get
the list
window.
is going to be really small. I mean, there are lots of games that come out that aren't numbered sequels, but what are those that are big AAA titles? And then, obviously the second thing that really, hits home is the console generation lasting entirely too long. I mean, the PS3 came out in '06. I mean, that's
long
8 or 7, almost 8 years.
Yes.
7 years.
But Sony always talks about the 10-year life cycle. Yeah, I know, right? It's all just corporate.
Hey, that's so silly because I mean, typically technology advances so quickly anyway. I mean, it used to be, I can't remember whose law it was, but the number of transistors on semiconductors double every
yes.
year. In essence, technology gets twice as good every year.
If I remember the law, I'd say right now.
Is it Moore's law? No, it's
yes,
not
I want to say it's
Moore's that physics. I can't remember. I don't want to make.
We'll get the comment below. Like, man, you guys are stupid. Clearly, it's this. Boom.
Oh no, it is more. Yeah, the observation that over a history of computing hardware, the number of transistors on integrated circuits doubles approximately every 2 years. Okay. Not every 1 year, every 2 years. So I mean, and that looks to be true up until about 2010, 2011 before that starts to get skewed. But still,
right. But if you compare the first set of games that came out for the consoles, and then you compare it to like Battlefield 3 on Frostbite, it's a huge difference. It's legit.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years. It just seems. I mean, unless you pack in some really cutting edge stuff. Now, I'll give the PlayStation Cell processor was cutting edge, so I'll give them that. They did pack in that, but I mean, we're working off of ancient graphics, discrete graphics. I guess it wasn't technically discrete graphics. I'm pretty sure it was an APU type of deal where it's integrated on the CPU itself. But I mean, those in and of themselves are always behind. Integrated technologies like that are always kind of behind what you can get from a discrete. Let alone it was already in a generation behind when it first came out. So it's like and it's the same thing. It's the same thing going to be with this next console cycle. Is they're already going to be starting a generation behind?
Yes, they were just playing catch up. Power. Yes.
So it's like we're going to see the equivalent of about a 7850 HD Radeon HD or ATI, not Radeon, ATI 7850, or I could be completely other way around. But anyway. So you're seeing that. I mean, that's what we have right now. By the time the consoles actually come out, we're going to be really close, if not to already released. I don't remember the exact cycle on the next generation of graphics cards, but I mean, they're exactly. They begin playing catch up already. So the 10-year cycles, I guess in the business world it may work, but for the consumers, I think it's not going to happen. 8 years is you're already pushing it way too far.
For me, the biggest thing would be how we talk about improvements are minor from game to game. And it's funny hearing it from Nintendo because most of their games, it's the same shit over.
Come on, dude.
And over.
Mario Party 9 was leaps and bounds different from 8. I mean, the difference was I agree. I completely agree. I mean, God. I think the second biggest offender would be Call of Duty franchise. There's been no change for the last 4 iterations.
No, but it makes gangbusters still, and it's still gonna do amazing.
And it still will. Yeah, Ghost is gonna be top. It's gonna top the charts for at least a couple weeks, easy. I mean,
which I do not understand. I don't get it. I don't know.
And I like to think that the Battlefield series mixes it up quite a bit. and in history they kind of have, and that's kind of very past history. 1942 to 2 was like night and day, two almost completely different games. 2 to 2142, 2142 kind of had the same feeling, but did a lot of things differently. So 2142 to 1943, what was the one that was the small, almost DLC one? Was it 1943?
Yeah.
I want to say it was 1943.
Yes.
That kind of not too much changing going on there, mostly for a kind of quick pick up and put down. And then 3 changed the game again with the Frostbite engine. I guess I should say Bad Company. Kind of not
started
really enough. Yeah, but the Frostbite engine really put it out there, got it on the market, and was a different game from 2. Maybe actually, I would say it's almost less of a game in the sense that it had less features, but the gameplay was not taking anything away from the gameplay, still amazing. And then you got 3 with the Frostbite 2.0 engine.
Oh yeah.
And kind of stepping it up a bit, but again, the closer we get to present time, I see what they're talking about. There's not too much difference in between Bad Company and Battlefield 3, other than graphics and slight, game mode changes and stuff like that. But by and large,
it's all
they're
minor,
mostly the same game, exactly. So I mean, with the exception of the engine being changed slightly, and for the better. So we'll see what 4. I hope 4 does something different, and it sounds like they're bringing back some more old 2 features, which is good, like the commander.
The commander thing, yes, I'm excited about that. Hopefully, some stupid kid doesn't end up getting it.
Yeah, so as long as some
team
killing fucktard doesn't
somewhere else.
Yeah, puts a freaking mortar strike on your teammates or something. Yeah.
But his last point about $50 and $60 games, I have no problem paying $50 and $60.
Yeah, that's been. I mean, how long has it been 50? How long was it $50 for before it switched to 60? I mean, it had to have been 70.
It was this generation, when it started going to 60. Now people are talking about it's going to go to 70.
I don't see that happening. I think we've plateaued at least for a while. Maybe not initially. Let me rephrase. I don't think it's going to happen on console release. I think the big names have learned, at least Sony has learned, that charging more. Now again, Sony doesn't. These big names don't always have the say in, because that's kind of determined by the market and determined by the developers and everything. It's not just a price point that the big 3 set or anything like that. But I'd like to think that they have it in their mind that especially in today's economy, not everyone has $70.
$70 to drop. No.
To drop. And not everybody. I mean, I'm very, very. When it comes to paying $60, when it comes to paying for a full price game like that, I make sure I want that game.
Yes.
The last game I paid full $60 for was BioShock.
Right. Which is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Except that gameplay. More on that on another podcast.
Yeah, because we'll spend the next 4 hours talking about that. Garbage. So yeah, I don't. Hopefully it's just my feeling, but I hope that doesn't go over $60 because I will take a lot for me to buy a big name title for full price when it comes out. So I'm fingers crossed that we kind of live in a little bubble because we in PC land and not everything's $60 all the time. But back in console land, I feel your pain.
But all good. Yeah. One of those games for next gen. Talk about releases. Watchdogs. Release date set.
Yeah.
November 19th. About
typical.
Time. Yes.
Typical. We know. I mean, we could have seen that coming, mid-November release. That's fairly typical. Hit the holiday season nice and hard. Get it in there. Yeah. I mean, hell yes.
I was telling you about this before. They were showing the different editions of this game. So there's 4 of them. You got this
kind of confusing.
Which has a whole bunch of crap. You got the game, you got the steel case, you got augmented reality cards, you got an art book, because every game needs an art book nowadays. I don't know why.
Hell yeah.
Map of Chicago, and a figurine. You get 3 pieces of DLC. So this one sounds pretty legit.
Did they set price points on any of these?
Not yet.
Not
That's
yet. Okay.
coming. Right. And then you got a Watchdog Special Edition, which is the game, 1 DLC. Then you have the Uplay edition, which is exactly what I want. I want to probably end up buying it through Steam. Then I got to link it to Uplay. Then I got to play it. Anyway.
My God.
3 pieces of DLC, steelbook case. And then the final one, which is kind of cool, it has the game, the soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. But it has, like, the guy's hat.
Right.
And his mask.
Right.
That'd be so fucking badass to just have. Like I'd rock that with my Modern Warfare 2 MVG goggles
Yeah. Right.
and my Modern Warfare 3 remote control car.
You're ready for
Blackout,
DayZ real life?
Yeah, damn, I'm ready. But I'm bummed that both of them aren't together. The DedSec
you would
and
think.
the Vigilante.
Now does I don't the biggest one the DedSec one doesn't include all. Yeah, it doesn't include the hat or anything, right? It's the
No, but
which
that
is
one
weird. You would
includes
think
3 DLCs.
it
This one
includes the
one.
freaking kitchen sink,
Yes.
but not the hat and bandana or whatever his mask is.
Right.
Yeah, like that really doesn't make any sense. Maybe we'll come up with like an ultimate collector's edition. Where
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, for people that watch this show.
I wonder how much it's gonna be.
I'm a sucker for collector's edition. $200.
Well, because the DedSec edition reminds me of that Borderlands 2 one that had like its own like loot chest.
Yeah.
An insane amount. It was like $250 or something like that. That reminds me of that. There's a lot of stuff in there, so it's probably going to be nice and expensive. So you can just put that on the card that you're gonna slash for your
Yeah,
your Xbox 720 and PS4 fund. Yeah,
save my money.
Yeah, just what's next? $250 on top of $3,000. I mean, it's dropping the bucket.
Yeah, I'll buy my PS4, my game, some things. It's gonna be like
extra
like
controller.
$1,000. Yeah. Good God. But another game release date announcement is Battlefield 4, October 31st.
Now that's leaked. Possible. EB Games had a poster of and it had Battlefield 4. It's like some of the key features and everything, and then gave the date of October 31st. Not confirmed to our knowledge yet by anybody. But I mean, usually the big retailers, if they put something out, they know. And I know, Paul, aka the Fury, has had many instances where he'd be given display cases or something before the game, even...
Yeah, do not sell by, boom.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, usually these guys know what they're talking about, usually. Although, who the hell goes... What's EB Games? I haven't seen one of those in...
Yes, it's the merger.
10 years.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
But I would assume it's legit since Ghost is set for November 5th.
Right.
So if Battlefield wants to strike it while it's hot, you got to come out before COD. There's no way you can come out.
You gotta come out before COD, and you just gotta blow up advertising. Like, I've noticed back when they did the released all the information on it and the first 20 minutes of gameplay, however much it was, every freaking ad on YouTube was Battlefield 4.
Yeah, just over and over.
I wanted to pull my head out. Like I'm as much a Battlefield fanboy as the next, but it's like I'm tired of Michael Bay. Like, get the hell off my screen. But they hit it so hard. But I haven't seen a Battlefield 4 ever has lately or since then.
Not since
kind of like died off a little bit.
That initial trailer that came out,
right?
Where it's like
so they're gonna have
to in the truck underwater, and you got to shoot the glass.
Yeah. And it's
but
got Rihanna. Gotta have Rihanna. I mean.
When?
Right?
Yes.
So, I hope they just, they like the week before, they hyped the living shit out of it. Like, before, the week before October 31st, hyped the living shit out of it, and then hyped the living shit out for the next week after that, cutting into Call of Duty time.
Right. I wish they would have released maybe a little bit earlier. Because, like, the people that are on the fence, they'll get talked into buying COD easy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll just wait a week. That's all it is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not a problem. Mm-hmm. Instead of coming out maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks in advance, and that's like, shit. I think modern FPS fix. I gotta buy Battlefield.
I think it's like kind of like how Microsoft's doing their whole reveal just before E3 type of deal. I think they're just trying to just before, so any thunder they had, Call of Duty had coming, even coming to that is gone. Mm-hmm. But I agree with you on that. It's like, if you're like, oh, I don't know what to get this, this generation. Which one should I get? It's kind of like, well, I really like Call of Duty. I'll just wait. But maybe the ad campaigns will, kickstart everybody. Either way, Battlefield 4 will definitely be in my Steam or Origin. Origin. Cringe.
Hopefully it works on day one, unlike other.
Actually, no, I don't think there's ever been a bad Battlefield launch, has there? I'm trying to think of one where I couldn't connect or anything like that.
No, thank God.
Good.
The day that happens, EA is going to hear a huge
Oh my
shitstorm.
god! On top of this,
Unlike
City,
anything else.
they're gonna win the worst company in America in the next 15 years if Battlefield 4 goes bad. They better have like freaking server farms just going just for Battlefield, just
Uh,
so nothing goes wrong. My god.
my God. Okay. Lastly, Diablo 3, PlayStation 3, pre-order bonuses, dem hats, improved XP.
I love how not serious at all we're taking this. Like, not even.
No, I bet there's a lot of people out there like, oh, Diablo 3's coming out for PlayStation. Oh
I
my
bet.
God, this is amazing.
You know, I mean, Activision / Blizzard doesn't do anything without knowing they're gonna make boatloads of cash. So they have some demographic somewhere that says people want a console version of Diablo. I want to murder these people, but I mean,
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it does well. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's just, I do not get it. I don't know. I played Diablo 3. I bought it. I bought the damn collector's edition. I can say that about a lot of games. I had that stupid Angel Wing set, which is pretty legit. But after 2-3 hours, it's just, let me boot
what game
up.
are we playing now?
Yeah, let me boot up Diablo 2. Yeah, now it's Torchlight. Yeah.
It's not even a Diablo. Well, I mean, you know, again, given if I had enough people that were dedicated to D2, that's all I'd be playing. But I seem to be alone in my fetish for D2.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, and I think the statistics are actually fairly good on Diablo 3.
D3.
People still do play it. It's not like it's dead or anything. But I mean, I don't think there's, because I remember tons of people were still freaking playing D2 like 8 years after. Tons of people.
Uh-huh.
They always had patches. They always had to constantly update Guardian or whatever the anti-hack thing, because we were hacking it constantly. So it's like people still were playing D2 many years after its release. I don't see that for D3. I don't see in another 5 years.
Oh, a long tail?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they still haven't shut down the BNet servers for D2.
That's never gonna happen.
Because
Never.
the global outrage that would
Yeah.
come from just me.
How dare you?
Enough to keep it running.
What are you doing?
You make a damn virtual server on one of your servers back somewhere that's running like a Pentium 3, and you just keep the shit running. I don't give a fuck.
That's all you do.
My God.
Till the day you die. If you're, I always love those questions where it's like, oh, if you're stranded on a desert island, what one game would you want to play? D2.
I'm telling you, I could live off that game.
D2. Okay. Well, those are the top stories. That's the news for the week. What have we been playing?
Kind of boring week.
It has been a boring week. It's been a very crappy week. I
Yeah,
think
we
everyone's
get
just
those
waiting for May 21st.
Yeah, everyone's
for
kind of like
Xbox.
holding their breath. Yeah, which it'll be good. They'll knock it out of the park, like I said.
You
They'll
would
do
think. I don't know. I'm thinking Microsoft's getting a little arrogant. Kind of how Sony was pre-PS3. I just get the vibe where it's like they feel like they can do nothing wrong. Everyone is going to bow down to them and like, oh, Xbox is amazing. Oh, Xbox Live Gold. Da, da, da. I don't know. I'm perfectly happy on the PS3 ecosystem, PlayStation Plus, all that jazz.
I mean, notice there. I don't know if you noticed. They just had a free Xbox Live Gold weekend. Not, but I think maybe 2 weeks ago, if that. And there's going to be another one too.
Yeah, they want to get those people hooked because they're making a
Trying to
shit ton
get-
of money.
Well, I bet it's just like freaking Blizzard. If 11 million people pay $14.99. I know they don't see that exactly like that.
No.
They don't see all that money. But
I read that report somewhere. I think it was like 49 million. I want to say something like that. Paying for gold. I have no idea what that equates to. But hats off, Microsoft.
even if they're making $1 a month, that's 49 million a
Oh
month.
my god.
My God. But yeah, what we're playing. What am I playing? I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. Or you may have heard of it. Very briefly, they had on Steam. It's one of the Steam early access. Very briefly, they had it on like the front page of Steam. I think it was about a month ago. And you may have heard a little bit about it. Basically, it's think a simple version of Minecraft. Not that Minecraft was simple, well, not simple, but space. It's all about getting into space. It's all about building a rocket, building a spaceship of some sort that'll get you into space. And it's as complicated as you want it to be. Like, for me right now, my biggest thing was I wanted to launch a rocket into space and then get into orbit. That wouldn't send me careening back into the freaking planet.
A little time consuming, I heard.
So, yes, it took me about 9 hours to finally get it right. And Jet will tell you, I was on cloud 9 when I got it. It was the best feeling ever. I was like, yeah, I did it. I'm the best.
It's like I'm trying to talk about other things, and he was just so in the zone.
Screw you.
I'm going to make it. I'm in orbit. This is amazing. That's all I was hearing.
It's really fun. I'll have something on it. I don't know if I'm going to do a review or what, but I'll have something on it. Check it out, though. It's 20-something bucks. Unfortunately, it's too late. They had a kind of Minecraft-ish system where if you bought the game during early development, you got all future, patches, DLCs, all that kind of stuff for free. That just ended, I think, yesterday. Unfortunately, sorry. Yeah, but still, it is worth looking at. It is, again, like an alpha-type stage, so not everything works, but the core of the game works, and it's a lot of fun to sandbox a space simulation. So check that out. Also playing Company of Heroes in preparation for Company of Heroes 2. I know it's kind of weird playing the previous game, but, just kind of getting the RTS Company of Heroes mindset again. Preparation, it's still ways off, but looking forward to it. And getting my fair share of ass whooping in Dark Souls. My God, I think it's 28 hours, and I'm only like level 50, which I don't remember how many levels. I think there's like 700 levels or something ridiculous number.
It's gonna be a while.
So yeah, and I'm just getting raffle stomped repeatedly. It's not even funny anymore. And I just spent like about 10 hours doing a quest that I can't complete because I didn't do something else it didn't tell me to do. Good Dark Souls.
Well, it's better than the alternative of hand holding, Battlefield style.
It is. That's why I put
on the screen.
Yeah.
It's like
That's why I put 30 hours into it, because it's challenging. It's not something that I'm gonna beat in like BioShock. I beat that thing in less than 10 hours, like 9 hours playtime.
Right.
Done. But yeah, like this, it's gonna be years.
Get ready to keep that thing on GameFly. Yeah. You're never gonna send
What are you
back.
playing?
Oh, good. Yeah, my stuff. Company of Heroes, I would, but I have problems.
Yes, no, you got to tell the story. It's good. You got to tell it.
Yeah, so Maverick's told me, play Company of Heroes with us. And it's like, oh yeah, sure. I got it on Steam. I bought it on some THQ bundle that I always buy bundles. Oh my God. But anyway, I digress. So I boot it up, and I'm going to create account. And it says that the account name and CD key has been taken. So I'm like, oh shit. So now I'm looking, and I'm
really
doing recover password, and it gives me this overlay of, okay, what's your account name? Boom, enter that in. And then it gives me a secret question. Now, when you make an account, there are multiple secret questions. You got, like,
what is your pet's name?
Yeah, what's your pet's name? Where's your mother born? Like, what's your first occupation?
City born or something. Yeah. Typical stuff. Like, you would see that on anything, right?
Easy questions. And then, apparently, whenever I made my account, I picked, who's your favorite historical personality?
What kind of question is that?
I don't know.
There is, how many trillion people who ever lived, like, or, billions of people who ever lived, and you're supposed to pick.
I was supposed to pick one?
And then remember that 5, 6, 7 years afterwards.
Why would I pick that?
What's
your pet's first name? Oh, that's easy. Well, all this other crap.
You got that. Yeah. Like, you would think that they would have some kind of support site or something, where you can reset via your email or something. No, Relic Online doesn't exist. So you're kind of screwed.
I'm boned. I'm gonna. Oh God. But you mentioned that I can try the new Steam version. So hopefully
yes, the new Steam version's linked because on the 8th of this month, Relic Online shutting down and migrating to Steamworks. So yeah, now it's going to be everything is done through Steam, so it's linked to your account. So
okay,
you won't have to worry about that.
I'm hoping for the best. We'll see.
So who is your favorite historical figure?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, yeah, our buddy Drake was saying, "Oh, pick Hitler."
Hitler, yeah, oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Obviously.
Why would I not pick Hitler as my favorite person?
Duh.
Okay, other than that, I'm playing Monaco, which is I'm liking it a lot. The only problem is I can't get into a game with 4 people, and that's where the game really shines. Where you're playing
Like,
4-player
as
co-op.
in you don't have 4 people that you know, or you can't even get into a random match with 4 people.
Both. So yeah, I know one person that has this game, and if I try to do an open lobby, I can get maybe 1, 2 if I wait around for like 5 minutes and.
Well, that defeats the purpose.
Right. Now, from what I understand, the game sold really well, so I guess just people are not playing online for some ungodly reason, because that's where the game shines, where you have the 4 people, you have multiple classes, and you're all doing your thing, trying not to get detected.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't get it. But
That
other
paid
than that, today I just bought Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon. Yeah, so that should be pretty good. I'm always down for some 80s nostalgia, and this game is just oozing it. Maybe a little too much for my taste, but how can you go wrong with retro stuff?
That trailer.
That trailer. All the trailers have been really good. There's one that's like a VHS kind of take on it. There was this live action kung fu thing, and then there's more of a gameplay footage. But yeah, it's like if you guys haven't seen it, just check it out. First 30 review will be going up pretty soon. But that's my stuff, and that's it for the week.
We don't have any curveballs?
No
there's
gaming
no Paul.
cats. No.
There's no curveballs. Damn.
Yeah, that's his bit. Like, I was looking. I'm like, you know what?
Looking for something to throw
let
in
me
there.
find some stupid top 10. I don't know. Weirdest instances of a fart in games. Like, I don't know, something dumb, something stupid, but no, just nothing.
I did read an article. It was another person on, was it Kickstarter? Another woman on Kickstarter, I think. It was Kickstarter. One of the, crowdsource sites. Trying to get money for another sexism in video games. And I'm like, didn't we learn, like, the first time?
No,
like,
the sad part is
and she, like, it was, like, only, like, for 2 weeks, and, like, it was, like, half the week, and she was, like, 90% there.
There's an audience out there. I will admit. But I was looking at the Anita Sarkeesian stuff, and all her views lists, they're really, they're decent, they're okay. But then that female tropes in gaming, that thing is like 100,000 views. It's legit. So I can see why it kind of just started this whole thing where other people are going to get it on. Sexism in games. I don't know. I get it. Like you were playing Tomb Raider. A lot of women have problems with Tomb Raider. That moaning simulator.
But again, for as much as you moaned and whatever, you killed hundreds of people most of the time with a freaking ice pick?
Yeah.
If that doesn't scream badass, I don't know what does.
Female
like,
empowerment.
Yeah.
But she would twist it in some weird way. But to contrast that, like Elizabeth in BioShock, she can hold her own. Now the stupid thing is during combat they kind of pigeonhole her to this secondary cowering behind.
We shouldn't talk
objects.
about that. We shouldn't talk about that. We should save that for the BioShock special because I have quite a bit to say about that too. My God, nothing to do with sexism, but just
just the game in general. Pause that one for later.
that
Damn
gameplay.
it.
It's garbage.
Theory, where are you to talk about?
Where are you?
This BioShock. But anyway, that was the show.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Comment on anything. Tell them how much you hate us, how much you miss Paul, how we're useless without him, or how much you love it without him. Maybe you just like us too, shooting the shit. Comment what you want to see next week. See anything interesting? Subscribe, share it with your friends, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Likewise, guys. Take it easy.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. Later, guys.